What if I told you that hidden within the depths of centuries-old mysticism lies a secret, a sacred wisdom so profound that it can transform your very soul? Imagine ancient mystics, cloaked in the shadows of history, whose whispered teachings transcended mere words to unlock the mysteries of the heart. In today's journey, we step into that secret realm, the secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics. In a world often cluttered by the noise of modernity, the Sufi way invites us to pause, to listen, and to witness the divine dialogue between the lover and the beloved. These mystics, revered by sages and poets alike, embraced a spiritual path that was both ascetic and ecstatic, a journey of inner purification, where the self dissolves in the overwhelming embrace of divine love. Their knowledge wasn't recorded in textbooks or hidden behind the rigid walls of dogma. It was an intimate revelation, a luminous spark ignited within the heart of each seeker who dared to listen. Today, we will unravel the layers of this esoteric tradition. We'll explore how these mystics, through their poetic verses and silent meditations, learned to perceive the world not as a collection of isolated moments, but as a continuous flow of divine presence. We'll delve into their mysterious practices and timeless parables, stories that speak of longing, surrender, and the ultimate quest for unity with the infinite. As we embark on this voyage into the heart of Sufism, prepare to challenge your perception of reality and awaken to the possibility that true wisdom lies not in the accumulation of facts, but in the direct, transformative experience of love and truth. This isn't merely a historical exploration. It is an invitation to discover a pathway that can illuminate your inner world, offering a guide for those seeking to transcend the mundane and step into a realm of profound spiritual awakening. Stay with us as we journey through the corridors of time and spirit, peeling back the veils to reveal the secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics. What ancient truths might you rediscover within your own heart? To truly grasp the secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics, we must journey back in time, to an era when the boundaries between the earthly and the divine were as fluid as the desert sands under a starlit sky. Sufism, the mystical dimension of Islam, emerged in the early centuries following the life of the Prophet Muhammad, as seekers yearned for a deeper, more personal connection with the divine. In the midst of empires rising and falling, mystics sought refuge in the inner realms of the heart, where the eternal dance of love and devotion unfolded far beyond the strict confines of conventional religious practice. Historically, these mystics were not merely wandering ascetics, but pioneers of an inner revolution. They questioned the superficialities of ritual and dogma, advocating instead for a path of self-annihilation, Fana, and rebirth in divine presence, Baqa. Figures such as Rumi, Ibn Arabi, and Attar of Nishapur became legends, poets whose verses echoed the mystical language of the heart and whose teachings penetrated the veil separating the mundane from the transcendent. Their words were both a call to personal transformation and a map for navigating the labyrinth of the soul. Their teachings were recorded in texts and transmitted through intimate oral traditions, ensuring that the true essence of the divine would remain accessible only to those who dared to look within. Philosophically, Sufism represents a radical reorientation of human consciousness. It challenges the notion that knowledge is merely accumulated through intellectual endeavor, ilm, positing instead that the highest form of knowledge is experiential, a direct, ineffable recognition of God's presence, known as Marifa. This insight transcends conventional learning and logic, inviting the seeker to dissolve the ego and merge with the infinite. In the words of the mystic Junaid of Baghdad, true gnosis is achieved when the heart hovers between declaring God too great to be comprehended and too mighty to be perceived. Such paradoxical language speaks to the profound mysteries that have both baffled and inspired generations. Over the centuries, Sufi mystics have been both revered and reviled. While mainstream scholars sometimes dismissed their ecstatic expressions as mere sentimentalism, the mystics themselves insisted that they were the custodians of a perennial wisdom, a wisdom that had been whispered by ancient prophets and nurtured by the silent deserts of Arabia. This hidden knowledge was considered so potent that it was guarded jealously, shared only with those deemed ready to bear its transformative power. The historical trajectory of Sufism is marked by this tension, an inner revolution that flourished in secret courtyards and isolated retreat centers, even as it influenced the grand tapestry of Islamic art, literature, and architecture. This esoteric tradition also found resonance beyond the borders of the Islamic world. As trade routes crisscrossed continents and cultures intermingled, the Sufi message of unity, love, and direct experience of the divine spread to Persia, South Asia, and even into the West. In these diverse lands, the mystics adapted their teachings to local traditions, giving rise to a rich mosaic of practices and interpretations. Yet, at its core, the philosophy remained unchanged, a call to seek the divine within, to recognize that the beauty of the universe is but a reflection of the inner light of the soul. Today, as we peel back the layers of time and philosophy, we begin to understand why the secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics has endured. It is a timeless invitation to look beyond the surface of everyday life and to awaken to a reality where love, unity, and the endless mystery of the divine reign supreme. Imagine standing at the threshold of an ancient, dimly lit corridor, where every step forward unravels a deeper secret of existence. This is the inner realm of the Sufi mystics, a domain where the language of the heart speaks louder than words, and where every breath is a whisper from the divine. At the center of this esoteric journey is the idea that the self is not a fixed, isolated entity, but a dynamic vessel, capable of dissolving its boundaries to merge with an all-encompassing love. Let's begin with the concept of Fana, or self-annihilation. To the Sufi, Fana isn't a call to despair or oblivion. It is the courageous surrender of the ego. Picture a candle flame that, when brought too close to another flame, does not diminish but becomes one with its light. Similarly, when the seeker relinquishes the rigid confines of self-identity, a greater light emerges, a luminous presence that reflects the infinite nature of God. This isn't a loss, but rather a transformation. The multiplicity of individual desire is replaced by the singular, radiant truth of unity. The mystic's inner journey is much like that of a river merging into the vast ocean, each droplet retaining its essence, yet losing its isolation as it becomes part of a boundless whole. Closely tied to Fana is the transformative power of divine love, or Ishq. For Sufis, love is not a mere emotion, but a potent force that burns away the impurities of the soul. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a raw block of marble. The process is both painful and beautiful, revealing intricate patterns hidden within. Divine love acts as that sculptor, eroding the hardened layers of self-centered desire and revealing the pristine, unblemished core of the human spirit. This inner purification is not about renouncing life, but about embracing it fully, transcending superficial attachments to discover a profound connection with the infinite. Another essential concept is Marifa, the experiential, intuitive knowledge of the divine that transcends ordinary learning. While traditional education builds the mind through facts and theories, Marifa is akin to an inner illumination, a sudden, startling realization that the entire universe vibrates with the presence of God. It is as if the mind's darkened corridors are suddenly lit by a divine light, allowing one to see the interconnectedness of all things. This gnosis is not acquired by studying ancient texts or following prescribed rituals alone. It blossoms in the quiet moments of inner reflection, in the stillness that follows the clamor of everyday life. To illustrate these ideas, let's consider the allegory of the mirror. In the Sufi tradition, the heart is often compared to a mirror. When it is clouded by ego and material distractions, it reflects only a distorted image of the world. However, once the mirror is cleansed through disciplined spiritual practice, through meditation, remembrance, dhikr, and selfless love, it begins to reflect the true beauty of creation. The mystic, in this purified state, sees not separate entities, but the unified face of the beloved in every reflection. Yet, the process is ongoing, a constant cycle of cleaning and illuminating that never truly ends, always inviting deeper discovery. Even as these key ideas offer profound insight, they leave us with tantalizing questions. How does one know when the mirror is clean enough? Is the journey of Fana a single, irreversible step, or does it occur in gradual, almost imperceptible shifts? These questions are the lifeblood of the Sufi path, encouraging each seeker to embark on a personal quest for truth, a quest that is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. In our exploration of the Sufi mystics, we begin to see that their secret knowledge is not a collection of arcane theories, but a living, breathing practice, a way of experiencing the divine every moment. Their teachings remind us that enlightenment is not found in accumulating facts, but in the delicate art of dissolving the self, of letting love and intuition guide us into the depths of our true nature. Now, let's delve even deeper into the labyrinth of Sufi wisdom, a realm where paradox and mystery coalesce into a vibrant tapestry of spiritual insights. In this advanced exploration, the Sufi mystic teaches that the path to divine knowledge is not linear, but a cyclical process of revealing and concealing. This dynamic interplay is encapsulated in the concept of Tawhid, the oneness of God, which paradoxically is experienced both as an overwhelming unity and as a field of infinite diversity. The mystic's journey is one of alternating revelations, moments when the divine shines forth in dazzling clarity, and moments when its secrets are shrouded in a deeper silence, urging the seeker to look beyond the obvious. A central pillar of this deeper wisdom is the notion of haqiqa, or the ultimate truth, which stands as the inner essence that underlies all manifestations. While many are content with the outer facade of religious ritual, Sufi mystics insist that haqiqa can only be grasped when one transcends the confines of rational thought. They remind us that our intellect, as powerful as it is, remains limited by its dualistic nature. True illumination comes only when the mind learns to dissolve these boundaries, a process sometimes described as the unknowing that must precede genuine knowledge, or Marifa. As the famed mystic Ibn Arabi declared, the journey toward the divine is marked by moments of profound silence, where the self relinquishes its insistence on categorization and instead basks in the infinite mystery of existence. One of the enduring myths about Sufism is that it offers an escape from the rigors of worldly life, that its practitioners are lost in ecstatic abandon. Yet, for the Sufi, the path is not an abandonment of responsibility, but an embrace of life's full spectrum, both its beauty and its suffering. This paradox lies at the heart of Sufi practice. By confronting and integrating the darker aspects of our nature, the mystic achieves a more complete and balanced self. In this light, the hardships and trials of life are not obstacles to be avoided, but vital steps in the alchemical transformation of the soul. Each trial is a crucible in which the impurities of the ego are burned away, revealing a more refined inner essence that is capable of reflecting the light of the divine. Moreover, the Sufi journey is replete with symbolic rituals and allegorical narratives that serve as metaphors for inner transformation. Consider the ritual of dhikr, the repetitive invocation of God's name. To the uninitiated, this may seem like a mere recitation. However, for the Sufi, it is an active, dynamic process that awakens the dormant faculties of the heart. With every utterance, the seeker stirs the soul's inner waters, inviting divine illumination to seep into the crevices of one's being. This practice is not simply about repetition, but about cultivating a heightened state of awareness in which every sound becomes a note in the symphony of the universe, a melody that, once fully heard, dissolves the barriers between the self and the divine. Yet another layer of Sufi thought challenges our conventional understanding of knowledge itself. Advanced mystics often speak of kashf, the unveiling of hidden realities, where the seeker is granted a direct, intuitive vision of God's essence. Unlike intellectual knowledge, which is abstract and compartmentalized, kashf is immediate and all-encompassing. It is as though the veils that obscure the true nature of reality are suddenly lifted, revealing an interconnected web of life where every element vibrates with the same sacred energy. These profound insights have also given rise to various debates and alternative interpretations within Sufi circles. Some claim that the mystic's experiences are purely symbolic, a poetic language designed to inspire inner transformation. Others assert that these experiences are literal manifestations of divine grace, a truth that can be verified not by logic or science, but only through the personal testimony of the awakened heart. This divergence of views has, over centuries, enriched the Sufi tradition, inviting each seeker to engage in their own experiential quest, rather than relying solely on dogmatic answers. As we peel back yet another layer of this mystical onion, we see that the secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics is not a closed chapter of the past, but a living, breathing practice, one that invites us to continually question, experience, and ultimately transcend our limited perceptions of reality. The advanced concepts of Haqiqa, Marifa, and Kashf challenge us to embrace the paradoxes inherent in our existence, to see that every moment of darkness can reveal a spark of divine light. Imagine being handed a key that unlocks not just a door, but a portal to a deeper, richer experience of life. The secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics isn't reserved for ancient scholars or distant dreamers. It can be woven into the fabric of your daily existence, transforming everyday moments into gateways of spiritual insight. One of the most accessible practices is Zikr, the rhythmic repetition of divine names. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed and choose a sacred word or phrase that resonates with you, perhaps Allah or love. Begin by softly repeating this mantra, allowing your voice to merge with your heartbeat. Notice how, with each repetition, your thoughts quiet and your inner landscape begins to shift. This simple yet profound exercise not only centers your mind, but also opens your heart to the infinite presence of the divine. Over time, the repetitive cadence becomes a meditative rhythm that can dissolve the clutter of everyday stress, helping you to remain present and deeply connected to the source of all life. Next, consider incorporating Muraqaba into your routine, a practice akin to meditation that fosters a direct, contemplative connection with your inner self. Start by sitting comfortably with your spine straight and your eyes closed. Focus on your breath, allowing each inhale to bring in fresh, divine energy, and each exhale to release tension and worldly distractions. As you settle into this rhythm, visualize your heart as a luminous mirror, gradually clearing of any impurities. In this state of deep introspection, you might experience fleeting moments of insight, a sudden clarity, or a sensation of profound peace. These insights are not mere intellectual epiphanies. They are the intuitive whispers of your soul, guiding you toward greater self-awareness and unity with the larger tapestry of existence. Another powerful practice is journaling your inner journey. Each evening, set aside a few minutes to reflect on your day. Write freely about your thoughts, emotions, and any unexpected moments of clarity or struggle. Over time, patterns will emerge. Moments when you felt especially connected, instances of quiet revelation, or periods when the mind seemed to cling stubbornly to old, limiting narratives. This written record becomes a personal map of your spiritual evolution, reminding you that the path of the mystic is not a straight line, but a series of winding roads, each with its own lessons and revelations. For those seeking to embody Sufi principles in relationships and daily interactions, practice mindful presence. In conversations and even in moments of solitude, strive to be fully present. Listen deeply without rushing to respond or imposing judgments. This mindful engagement mirrors the Sufi notion of seeing the divine in every face, recognizing that each encounter is an opportunity to experience unity and shared humanity. Finally, adopt the art of surrender and trust. The Sufi path teaches that many obstacles on our journey are internal: resistance, fear, and ego-driven desires. When you encounter a challenge, whether it's stress at work or a personal conflict, pause and take a deep breath. Remind yourself that every experience, pleasant or painful, is a stepping stone towards greater insight. This isn't about resignation. It's about embracing the idea that life itself is a teacher, and that each trial is a call to deepen your inner practice. By integrating these practices, Zikr, Muraqaba, journaling, mindful presence, and surrender, into your daily life, you create a rhythm that continuously nurtures your inner transformation. The Sufi mystics believed that such inner work leads to a constant awakening, where every moment becomes a sacred opportunity to glimpse the infinite. So, take a step today, open your heart, and let the journey of inner discovery begin. In the silent aftermath of our journey into the secret knowledge of the Sufi mystics, we stand at the edge of a vast inner landscape, a realm where ancient wisdom meets the heartbeat of modern existence. We've explored a path that transcends intellectual understanding, a path where the soul learns to dissolve its boundaries and merge with a love so profound that it transforms every facet of life. Reflect on the lessons we've uncovered, the transformative power of self-annihilation, Fana, that strips away the illusions of the ego, the cleansing embrace of divine love, Ishq, that polishes the mirror of the heart, and the luminous experience of Gnosis, Marifa, that reveals the interconnectedness of all creation. These timeless insights remind us that enlightenment is not a destination, but an ongoing, dynamic process, a delicate interplay between surrender and awakening. Each step along this mystical journey is an invitation to see the world anew. It is a call to listen with a still heart, to perceive the divine whisper in the rustling leaves, and to recognize that every encounter carries the signature of the infinite. Whether you're engaging in the rhythmic practice of Zikr, sitting in quiet reflection during Muraqaba, or journaling your inner evolution, you are actively participating in a legacy of wisdom that has been nurtured by Sufi mystics over centuries. As we close this chapter, let these teachings resonate within you. Allow the quiet revolution of the spirit to guide your everyday actions, transforming mundane moments into sacred opportunities. Remember, the journey inward is as unique as your own heartbeat, each step a personal dance with the divine. Now, I invite you to pause, reflect, and share. What hidden truth do you feel is waiting to be unveiled within your own heart? If this exploration stirred your soul, subscribe and join our community of seekers, where we continue to uncover the mysteries of ancient wisdom and practical spirituality. May you always find light in the shadow and love in the silence.